Hi guys, today we are talking about job losses and debt and how they have impacted the economy. First of all, loss of jobs led to people to get access to loans. This means that banks gave out credit to citizens so that they can use this debt to pay for their bills. Now, the people ran out of money because wages have not increased and they have lost jobs. Therefore, banks decided to give them loans so that they can be able to pay their recurring bills and run their lives normally. This led to citizens accumulating debt over time, and there was a dependence on women labor and their earnings. The increase in debt and job losses brought about an increase in drug use. Now, these debts also included mortgages and they accumulated, and people were not able to pay for their mortgages, which led to the Great Depression. Auto loans and credit cards also increased. Auto loans and credit card debts increased, and student loans also increased. But the underlying wage did not increase. People started spending more money than they were making because wages did not increase, and this led them to take on more debt. When the wages did not increase, it brought about an inequality in the economy where the rich became richer and the poor became poorer. This brought a very big wage gap between the rich and the poor. At the same time, the productivity of workers, the amount of goods and services they produce increased, but their wages did not increase, which brought about more inequality. Now, in 2019, there was a pandemic, COVID-19, and it caused many people to lose their jobs. Inflation and rising interest rates bring about more inequality and widen the wealth gap. Be careful for inflation not to erode your emergency fund. Money gives you freedom and an impact in life. Build lasting wealth. Build on your retirement fund so that you have money when you quit your job. Track every dollar that you spend on a budgeting app and pay off bad debt fast. Be frugal and live below your means. Emergencies should not drive you to debt. Compound your money. Use compound interest to save more to generate more income. Make sure 15 to 20% of your income is spent on savings. Buy assets that increase in value like stocks, real estate, start businesses, and make sure you don't inflate your expenses. Live as you lived before your raise so that you're able to save more income. Build a network with people who are ahead of you, people who are richer than you, so that they shape your money making ventures and they enable you to make more money. Avoid people who discourage you. Plan smartly when paying your tax. Write off your tax expenses. Buy and hold assets. Invest in scalable income. Earn money while you sleep. Your network impacts your net worth. Use ChatGPT for idea generation. invest in a better person of yourself. Now let's talk about GDP. GDP is the gross domestic product. This is the output of goods and services per year, which means that this is the amount of revenue generated from the sale of goods and services every year annually. Annual GDP growth is 2.2 to 6% per year. Now, there's also inflation. Inflation causes prices to rise. Now, these prices that are rising due to inflation, they are increasing twice as much as the wages of people increase. Therefore, people go in debt. They are not able to afford the things they usually afford. Let's talk about red wage. Red wage is the amount of money you get compared to what you spend. The amount of money you get compared to what you spend. Make sure you live below your means so that the money that you make is left over after you finish spending on your essentials, so that you can build more red wage. What you can afford to buy rose in price in the 1960s. But in the 1970s, the price increases stopped, but the wages have never increased. Therefore, people are able to buy less with the money they make, which can lead them to accumulate debt. Wealth has moved from the middle class and lower class to the top class, which has increased the wage gap between the rich and the poor. Recently, the top 10 earners performed very well, but the lower earners did not perform very well. That's it, guys. Like, subscribe, and comment below. Let's reach 1,000 subscribers so that we can monetize this channel, for goodness sake. Thank you for listening.